Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Dan K Show All-Star exclusive. We're getting ready for the All-Star selection process. We just had the coaches starting to talk over who's going to make this team, how the voting process is going to work. But as we lead into that, we let you know that here on the Dan K Show, we already broke to you some great news, that these are going to be the beautiful jerseys used for the All-Star and Young Guns games. But now we're going to talk a little bit about who might be selected, because guess where you're going to find out that information? You're going to find it out from this guy, yours truly. I'm going to be telling you who's going to be donning these beautiful All-Star jerseys on Martin Luther King Day, January 18th in Merrimack College's beautiful Gillon Arena. I'm going to be there. Lucas Jones from the Dan K Show is going to be there. We're going to have a lot of league officials, a lot of scouts there, ready to take in some incredible USPHL action. Where I want to start breaking things down, we're going to have a little video each week. This week I want to break down some of the premier talent that just may be premiering in the All-Star game. You know, we look down the list of leading scorers, and a guy I talked about all year, Billy Vizzo, 22 goals, 24 assists, probably the most balanced scorer in my mind in this league. This is a guy from the Pal Junior Islanders that really sparks an offensive attack. He can assist, he can get involved in the offensive play. But what he does best, he back checks. He gets involved on the defensive end. And when you want to talk about forwards who do that, who get involved on the defensive end, forwards who may be involved on the penalty kill, one guy I want to talk about who might not be getting a look right now on the top of the score sheet, but should be getting a look on the top of the players list in this league. That's Philadelphia Flyers product, Devin Brink. Devin Brink, I think, is on the brink of being an all-star, if I may put it so eloquently. Brink is a guy who has a ton of shorthanded goals this year, a ton of shorthanded assists. He's been involved in a penalty kill for this Flyers team, a penalty kill that has been very, very solid, a guy you want to look out for. Moving down a list of guys that I want to look for during this All-Star selection process, let's talk Ace Cowens, Islanders Hockey Club product. We already know about Brendan Van Riemsdyk. BVR is the man. I got a chance to talk to him. I had a good time with him. But let's talk about Ace Cowens, the Robin to the Batman on this team. Everybody always undersells Robin. Robin is just as important as Batman. How many times is Batman in that sticky situation and Robin comes in to save the day? Ace Cowens is the Robin of this team. He's got 1 power play goal, 2 power play assists, and he's got 3 game winners, folks. This is a guy who doesn't just score the goal, he scores the big one. And he's got 14 goals and 19 assists to show for his season thus far. Next on my list of guys I'm picking to really make a statement here, that's John Picking, a guy who just got a commitment to Northeastern. Congratulations, Mr. Picking. Now, John comes in with 15 goals, 25 assists, another guy near the top of the score sheet, and a Boston Junior Bruins product. Only thing I like more than Boston Junior Bruins products are the guys that they're putting at the next level. The Boston Junior Bruins organization is always churning out incredible, impeccable, stupendous hockey players. This is another guy to keep an eye out for. Finally, let's move into the goaltenders, because I don't want to keep you long here. I don't want to keep you working with me forever on this list. We want to keep these videos short, moving, and operational. One of the guys I want to talk about in net, Justin Cotola. Mr. Cotola, out of control between the pipes is how I called it when he played against the Flyers on FastHockey.com. I was calling the game. But Justin Cotola, he's 17-8 this year. That's 25 starts. That's an incredible amount of starts for a goaltender. He's put up a 2.94 goals against average. I don't see an All-Star game without Justin Cotola starting in net for one of these sides. Next, I'm going to move down the list to Anthony Tirabassi. His name doesn't just sound like a beautiful flavor of ice cream. He sounds like a beautiful goaltender between the pipes. You want to know how good this guy's been? He's been ice cold to offenses this year. 2.13 goals against average. This guy's 13-2 between the pipes. Talk about standing on your head. This is a guy that I don't think gets enough credit for what he does. I think IHC has been so good this year on all sides of the ice, and Coach Tremblay talked about the depth of that team. I think you start to overlook how good a goaltender is when a team is that deep, and Anthony Tirabassi might just be the best player in net. Let's look at some other guys as we move down this list here. We're going to go into some of the goals against averages of these guys. Let's go to Mr. Badlands McGrath. You want to talk about the Boston Junior Bruins. bringing up some incredible talent. Brian McGrath, he's part of a two-man wrecking crew with Ian Maloche, but Brian McGrath 10-3 with a less than 2 goals against average, folks. I had a less than 2 ERA when I was pitching, and oh boy, did my team love me when I had it, and then it went away quickly. But we keep on it here. We keep with it. Finally, last guy to talk about in net before we are done for this week. Let's talk Teddy Lobero. And it's a town I want to be living in right now, Lobero. Teddy Lobero has been a no-go for offensive teams right now. This guy's got beautiful angles, beautiful puck control. He's deflecting the pucks in the correct direction. This is a guy that slows the game down for the Kings. The Kings are a team that like to play physical, control-oriented, passing-filled hockey. I call them the San Antonio Spurs of the USPHL Premier. And Teddy Lobero is at the helm of that. This is the Tim Duncan of this team. This is the guy that slows things down, gets people on the right page. Look out for the Kings down the stretch, and look out for Teddy Lobero on your all-star rosters. Folks, I'm going to take a breath. We're going to take a break. I'm going to send it back to you at home. I hope you enjoy watching, and keep an eye out. Keep your eyes peeled, and keep up to date with all your all-star action with yours truly, Dan Kemchek from The Dan K Show. Remember, folks, it's always hockey night when Dan K is on the mic.